Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Marmaris Esports Rainbow Open Week 2. We have a very exciting match for you here today. It's going to be SQUAWK Esports versus xSCL Aesir in our Twilight division. So about our Plat Diamond division. Going to be an amazing game that we've got for you today. Two stacked and jacked teams, as they would say, joined today by my lovely co-caster for the very first time, actually. Glitch, how are you doing, man?
Edgar, I'm doing just fine, just fine. Now that you're here, the whole entire world just seems more at peace to me at the very least. This should be a fun one, and we are into week 2 in this tournament that is hosted by Marmaris Esports, the Rainbow Open, for everyone. And this is a tournament for charity. You can use the commands that you see in the stream title to just go ahead and donate to that charity, and it'll help out just some kids who need it. Who may need it. But as in terms of Overwatch, I can't wait to see what we're going to see here from Aesir and SQUAWK in all caps. This should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. To be specific, the charity in question is for the Attic Youth Center, which is about creating opportunities for LGBT youth to develop into healthy, independent adults, and giving them a safe and supportive space. And promoting the acceptance of the LGBT community as a whole. So obviously it's an incredibly good cause. So if you can spare a donation, that would be absolutely superb. But yeah, I'm also just excited to, see some good Overwatch today. Aesir versus SQUAWK. Now, going in, it does seem like one of the teams has a bit of an advantage over the other. SQUAWK, on average, slightly higher ranked team. Diamond 2 versus Plat 2. Do you think that is going to be a big deal for us today, Glitch?
It may not. If the rank differences, if the rank gap was wider, as in gold to GM, sure. Then yeah, this game's not gonna last long. But because this is Plat Diamond, because this is Plat Diamond, I don't think that rank should matter as much as it usually would. So I think it's gonna be a close game. I hope this is a close game. I hope that this is just gonna be a lot of fun all around.
Yeah, we are actually going to be opening the game up onto Busan, so a control map. And obviously the meta has been developing a little bit. As of late, teams are playing on the newest patch. So obviously if you're watching the Overwatch League today, they're playing on the older patch. So things might be slightly different here. Obviously got some Sim buffs, some Orisa buffs, just a lot of changes to a lot of characters. So honestly, it's kind of up in the air what these teams might play.
Right, and I think that I also think that one of the things that we should be wary of is the amount of buffs that particularly the DPS characters got. The Symmetra, Soldier, not in that particular order, but just in that atmosphere that we have to just keep a lookout for.
Yeah, especially Power of Mercy recently. With those changes to Soldier and Soja, and two heroes that are already so good when paired with that Mercy pocket, that constant damage with that constant healing, just to be even more oppressive of a threat, then yeah, we are going to be seeing the Mercy coming out from the SQUAWK side here. Going to be seeing whether it wants to pay dividends.
So already, I think this is side of SQUAWK. Rolling with the pharmacy and both, well, not both, but just Aesir is rolling with the sim. I think this is a good choice. On the control map, the Symmetric can just control so much space with her turns.
Yeah, and especially this Pharah pick, there isn't a whole lot that Aesir can really do here to actually contest the Pharah in the sky. Pong just sitting up here, poking in so much damage, building up already to an incredibly quick barrage, getting the entire team incredibly low, and yeah, eventually the team's just sitting ducks, and something's probably got to change from the from the Aesir composition here.
And that's just an easy fight win for SQUAWK Esports. And 10 seconds ain't counting for the point after it's been unlocked. That you gotta think we're gonna see some composition switch here. Something maybe something that Polygon could have done more. Gain the ultimate a little bit more, you know.
Yeah, there is. It's going to be that swap over to the Cassidy, so now a hit scan threat. Obviously, before there wasn't a whole lot to deal with that, but you're at least going to have something poking into the sky. But obviously, Aesir are playing a bit of a rush style here, but they need to actually go onto someone, but they might struggle. TP is going to be coming through on this back end, but it doesn't really seem to be on a target. Still getting ranged out. There's the barrage coming in from Pom, catching one. Can it catch another? Not quite, but one pick might just be all that the fight is needed to be absolutely blown open. It's going to be another win here for SQUAWK, unless the trades come in. Pin onto Toxic Circles as well. Absolutely insane play from Rabbit, just hitting the nastiest pin of a lifetime. But Annie still on these flanks. Pong still in the sky. There's just too many angles to deal with.
SQUAWK Esports looks so good right now. They haven't lost a definitive fight yet, and they still have the point unlocked for their side. And you gotta think that Aesir has to try something new here, try something different. They do have Amp Matrix available, do have Sound Barrier available, so both support ultimates are online. And let's hope that they're able to just turn the tide in this game.
Very balanced ult economy for both of these teams here, so it really is anyone's fight at this stage. There is going to be this visor pop on the offside. Beat going to be here to match the annihilation as well, but it's not quite enough to save the life of Riffle. That DPS going down, and Poken falling shortly after. Shatter from Rabbit to try and clutch things up. Will be getting a good couple of stuns, but the pin is a bit wild, not able to do a whole lot there. Port is going to be cleaning up the point. Strong 100-0 performance there from Team SQUAWK. And yeah, that does seem to be a bit of a compositional mismatch overall.
Right, I think it was just equal parts good on SQUAWK. I'm sorry, the names just keep on past my mind. It was equal parts good on SQUAWK and equal parts maybe just a bit of miscommunication on the part of Aesir. I think there may be some disconnect between some of the team members. Hopefully we can get that. Hopefully they can get that situated. But SQUAWK Esports looks pretty good from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, looking good, especially on such unconventional compositions. The actual comps that are being played from the Aesir side are just better. They have more synergy with each other. They have a clearer goal. But it does seem like that rank differential is coming into play, and there is just a little bit of a mechanical difference between these teams. They are going to be approaching, just right up here, blow for blow, the Ram versus the Rhine. That is a very nice wall onto the Ram, going to be forcing the Nemesis form early, but Notum going to be found on the flank. That being said, Port Court as well, losing a main tank is a big deal. Going to be allowing the rest of Aesir just march on forward with this healing here from King Jaree. Has all the space now on this high ground, pumping the damage, pumping the heals, pumping whatever you need to try and get this fight won. Going to be taking a position on the point. Annie going to be staying on that high ground, but in the meantime, a little bit of a flank there from Hatul, going to be catching on to Riffle, back down too. And yeah, SQUAWK are just playing this slow, patient, taking the angles that they need to win these fights out.
I don't want to sound too mean when I say this, but Aesir did do a bit of good from last round, where they just were able to get the point unlocked and able to get some percentages going for their side. However, it didn't really last all that long, and I think some of the reason was the fact that the Aesir just suffered too many great loss in numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. There is going to be this window here from Aesir. It does seem like they're going to be rushing over to his left side, forcing Annie to just run as fast as little soldier legs can.
Oh,
But
nice
it will
shot
not
from
be
Riffle.
enough. Yeah, beautiful shot there from Riffle catching onto Annie. This is now a moment of opportunity here for Aesir. If they would like to take it, they are deciding that they are going to be positioning on the point, which seems good for the time being. Maybe going to be forcing someone to drop, but doesn't look like the bait's going to be taken. Instead, Hog is going to be using this tire catch onto Rebel, and has all again going on a little bit of a flank, catching just the odd member out. Seems to be working out here. Poor going to be popping that Annihilation, met with a Shatter as well. Can the Ram even be killed? Will not happen. The Annihilation still going to go off. And also Inotal with 3 kills in that fight.
I was gonna say, did Noah just get like 3 kills with the skill lord? With the damage?
Yeah.
Seems
like it.
That's crazy. Riffle is coming into this fight with the Deadeye, as well as Pogon coming in with a Blizzard. I think they'll be able to use those ultimates efficiently to take home probably this next fight. But oh no, Riffle going down just sealed that conversation. Maybe next fight.
Yeah, well, that's the power of the Junkrat spam for you. You push through a tiny choke and you get hit by a whole bunch of nades. So a bunch of damage coming in. You can see right here, Rabbit just struggling to move forward, always falling incredibly low from all this poke. Still, just literally dropping the shield just to break a trap. Not going to be enough. And Riffle caught again. Oh,
nice fire strike.
Yeah, very nice fire strike to catch the tire there, but nothing's really been happening. There's been a good, like, 30-40% of the point. They'll eventually see, like, Aesir are going to make that wraparound, try and clear this high ground, which is exactly what they want to be doing. Beat from Nottingham as well. Keep them nice and sustained through Noah's Coalescence. Has been deadly thus far, turning the point into a death trap with the Blizzard. But Annie is so free on the high ground to just go absolutely skeet shooting onto the members of Aesir, catching 2 kills there. Going to be catching a 3rd, stolen by Port. But yeah, not quite 100-0 like last time, but still another phenomenally good round from SQUAWK. Going to be taking this first map nice and squeaky clean.
Right, yeah, and I think some of the reason there was thankfully to the supports and Noah getting that amazing triple kill and just an overall good play coming in from the side of SQUAWK Esports. I think that when you combine that with the fact that they're playing around each other and they're playing their compositions well, I think that you have a really good recipe for success. And I don't think that Ace is doing bad at all. I just think that SQUAWK's doing much more than what Acer is doing.
Yeah, and I mean, there was a bit of a mechanical difference on display, and oftentimes it can be quite frustrating when you're going against a team who just like has players that hit more shots than you, because well, like when you're in a match, obviously you're thinking about, okay, well, what can we play, what can we coach, but when the enemy team have just been practicing more, just have more experienced players who are just gonna, click on your head, there isn't a whole lot of game plan that you can really do for that. It is going to be on, I don't know if we have a map pool or if it's going to be on Aesir for our next pick. I did do my research on that. My bad. Even still.
Aesir does indeed do the next map pick. Thank you, Magical Voice in our head.
thank you so much, Voice in our head. It's so cool. Going to be picking a Blizzard world here by the looks of it. What might we expect to see on this map? Because it does seem to be a little bit of a playground for teams to experiment with. The meta not really set in stone.
Right. I think that what we'll see on Blizzard World is probably dive, or maybe what I'm seeing a lot in this. I don't know if this is the meta or not. What I'm seeing a lot is just a lot of fast compositions, or not even fast. I want to say like bunk it down and let's play together. Let's group on in. So you have your Alyssa, you have your Ramatra, you have your Reinhardt out of very rare case. I think that if you have that, but I think for Blizzard World, it'll be dive most definitely, because there's key high ground spots that you need to take control of in order to get the advantage.
Yeah, dive obviously. Yeah, dive is obviously favored quite often simply because especially this second point, the high ground is so key. Trying to push through that with a rush composition, something more brawly, can be quite rough to do. And obviously the idea of poke in Overwatch 2 is it's kind of non-existent unless we're on Circuit or Havana. Let's be honest there. So I don't know. I like Sigma, but I highly doubt it's going to get any play time here. Still going to be waiting to see what these teams roll out with. In the meantime, I do want to remind you that this stream is in support of the Attic Youth Center, a mission to create opportunities for LGBT youth to develop into healthy adults. So obviously, if you have the time, feel free to give them a check out, give them a donation. It'll be greatly appreciated, and we're going to an absolutely wonderful cause.
Yeah, I can't emphasize how important it is that we try to just bring up our youth, no matter who or what they identify as. It's always important to just be there for someone when they need it, especially someone as young as these kids are. So if someone could donate to help us reach our goal, so we can further provide into that goal of just bringing up our future, then that'd be great.
Anyway, speaking of charity cases, we have a Life Weaver here. I don't feel like SQUAWK are taking this that seriously anymore.
This is outside of Aesir.
Well, yes, I think that the I think when we they have flipped the side, so it is actually going to be a teleport straight to the point here from Aesir. Going to be putting some nice pressure there, but instead Pong on the side pumping in so much damage. We were talking about the power of the Sojourn, but in the meantime, Sigma are actually going to be poked down. Riffle doing a very nice job there, taking down the tank. And yeah, already just going to be taking that point with relative ease. So a bit of a different look here from Aesir, coming out swinging.
Yeah, I think the Life Weaver was a pick, and I don't disagree with it at all. But I think there are better options besides and well, not even the Life Weaver. Let's talk about the Moira. This Moira, no, Moira needs to get like majorly revamped in order to like consider it. Ooh, no, Pong needs to chill out before he goes back to spawn.
Yeah, absolutely. The cart is just going to be rolled through from the side of Aesir. For everyone watching at home, right now the orange team is Aesir and the blue team is SQUAWK. Sorry about that. In the meantime, Pong in the sky going to be catching on to King Deer. And I mean, yeah, when you're running against a Reinhardt competition, that close range brawl, just pick Pharah. Give him Mercy in the sky. Nothing's really going to be able to touch you. First map it worked out so well, so why not just do it again on the second?
Right, that's expert analysis right there, Edgar. And let's see what Ace is doing. Try to just look at this from a different angle, maybe. Going to payload a different way.
Yeah, they were trying to go for like a very cheeky TP play, but it was scouted out by Annie's Sonic Arrow, and the pressure came in there. As you can see, Rabbit trying to move forward, just going to be blasted down with so much damage. They do eventually get into the cover of this tiny room, but yeah, they're just being surrounded, and they don't really have an easy target for them to capitalize on. But in the meantime, Annie actually getting a little bit too eager, will go down there. Toxic Circles, however, going out with a clutch res. Window on the high ground from King Deer, applying a whole bunch of pressure to the side of SQUAWK. They are going to have to just back off, chill a little bit, wait for some time to come back. But in the meantime, Pong's Barrage comes out, will trade their life, a DPS for a support, a bit of an even trade right now. Port going to be catching Kogan in the meantime. The Immortality Field, yeah, not quite in time to save the tank. King Deer going to be going down. It does seem like SQUAWK going to be sending Aesir right back to spawn once again.
Yeah, no. When Toxic gets on her main pick on Mercy, there's just so much area that she can go ahead and provide support for it, which apropos name for the name of her class of hero. But it's just so many areas that she can go around and move now, and she already has an ultimate in Valkyrie.
Yeah, that ultimate going to be a big deal, and King Deer caught early. Ults are going to be committed anyway, a Flux and a Blizzard. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like once that Baptista's died, both teams should really recognize that the fight is just over. There's no need for any of them to invest anything else, but instead it was a Valk and a Flux from Port, and then also Riffle using that mail too.
Yeah, I think Riffle just used the Blizzard just to swap off to Cassidy, which is respectable, which is okay. And Pong already has another barrage. Didn't he just use it?
Yeah, another barrage, exactly as you say. You're going to be coming in onto Rabbit, onto King Deer, the two most important characters in this rush style composition. The Bat and the Ryan gone down just like that. And yeah, right now a bit of an insurmountable defense here from SQUAWK. Is there anything that Aesir can do to circumvent this, a change in strategy, perhaps?
I think that using the shadow as soon as possible is probably the best bet because my original analysis was I think correct. Having a tank that can go around mobility wise, like vertically, and just put on that pressure there is great because right now Rabbit cannot really do much with Reinhardt because where the payload is right now, they're at an extreme disadvantage because look at the amount of high ground that SQUAWK has. Look at that. They're looking down on them every time they would push out.
Yeah, I think the cart has gone back to basically their spawn. Cheeky TP coming up onto the high ground. That's the right idea, but during the rotation, Pogan was caught out, and the Cole from Noah as well going to be catching both of the DPS. And yeah, you can just see Rabbit swinging wildly into the air, as you do when you're a frustrated Reinhardt, and didn't actually use the Shatter. No ultimates were used there from the side of Aesir, despite having all of them. And yes, they did force basically the entire ult bank out of SQUAWK, but they have to do something, you know?
Hong is doing such a good job of just pressuring the team and making sure that he's able to get ultimate for the next fight. I'm counting 3 ultimates so far. Ooh, Ripple, nut shot into Annie. This may be the opening they need.
Yeah, but unfortunately going to be rezzed up once again. Toxic Circles, the power of the Mercy, power of the Poke. You don't really have to worry about stray picks and bullets. Your DPS can play very risky. Rabbit still on this low ground with the Shatter, but in the meantime, Nottum kind of went into the stratosphere there, and Pong was more than happy to just take that advantage and building up another barrage somehow in this fight, going to just solo ult Rabbit down, trade the life in the process, but the tank for the tank for the Pharah, you take that trade considering how important Ryan is in this composition. Desperation, Deadeye.
Oh, nice
yeah,
shot.
Desperation, Deadeye. Actually going to be catching Toxic Circles. I think was going for a Resurrect at that time. So Aesir are still in this fight. Flux going to be used as well, not going to be cancelled up by that Cass E, but the damage is good onto Port anyway. And yeah, well played from Aesir. Looks like they're going to be able to stabilize and maybe win this one out.
Hold on, Annie's still alive. This is SQUAWK has a chance with Annie. Never mind. I think Shadow came out and Annie's down. Never mind. Never mind on my never mind. Aesir is able to get the second point of this of Blizzard World, and good job on their part. I still do think that you swap off the Reinhardt here and swap over to another tank, but as long as it's working, I have no issues with it.
Yeah, I mean, there has been that switch over to the Kiri from the Mercy, which does seem a little bit strange. I felt like the Mercy was putting in good damage before, but if you're concerned about your survivability, well, there are a few supports better than Kiri, right? Just the ability to kind of live at all times in your own backline. That's a bit of a wild dragon going to be coming out. Nottum, however, caught away from the rest of the team. And what is Noah doing? Going into the backline with his goal. No, just let him cook. Just let him cook. Trust me, this is going to work out. This is some of the greatest Moira. This is some of the greatest Moira play that I've ever seen. Went into the backline, a little bit ineffective with that coalescence. Might have been better healing the team, but I'm not really going to argue with the Lord and Savior Noah on this Moira, just going DPS crazy. Annie going to be finding 2 picks in all of the chaos. Rabbit still here on the Rhine, still swinging. Actually going to be catching the rest of SQUAWK out, and maybe a little bit of hubris coming in here from the side of SQUAWK.
I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why. I also feel the hubris that you see as well. Ooh, that's Ripple is showing spurts of greatness. And I can get an divisional start to come out.
Yeah, Deadeye gonna be popped. Yeah, Deadeye gonna be popped here, but it does seem like everyone's gonna be able to heal that away. Not going to be catching onto anyone. Flux as well, going to be catching onto 2 members. Bring them up, slam them down onto the floor, and so much damage coming in. Kitsune Rush going to be matched with a window and a symbol as well from Pogan. So it isn't over yet, but with the pixel coming in from SQUAWK and their spawns being so strong, that is a very, very strong defense. But also, considering how much Aesir was struggling on that attack, getting 2 points is pretty good overall.
I agree. I think that Aesir, I'll be the first to admit, I didn't think Aesir was gonna get far besides the first point because they got that pretty easily. But Aesir really struggled on the first point, and they found a way to get past that. I'll be honest, I don't really know what they did to get second point. I think there may have been after the first pick onto, I think it was either Annie or Pong. I think it was Annie. After Annie got eliminated, Toxic needs to go in and res that. She did that. That opened up the fight for at least like three other people to get down. So you have that, and then conclude with the fact that you just have numbers game. You have the numbers advantage. Doesn't matter how mechanically advantageous you are. A 4 is greater than 3. And I always take the 4 almost every single time.
Yeah, what seems to be happening between these teams is that, yes, you do have SQUAWK, who are obviously the higher ranked team. They do have better mechanics, but to be honest, they're playing a little bit sloppy, a bit disorganized, and maybe they can get away with that at this stage, but to their credit, despite the mechanical differentials that have been on display, Aesir are playing really tight, really organized as a team. So honestly, just more practice, more refinement of their own individual play. Their team play has been nothing but stellar so far.
Right, and when you think about both teams, SQUAWK and Aesir, and obviously SQUAWK is the mechanically better team, but that's okay because you can rely on your teamwork to win you the fight. Oh, never mind. Oh, let's go and talk about the game. They're just getting into it.
Yeah, they're going to get into it. Annie actually on this Sombra, so going to be looking for some vague hacks onto a couple of targets. Not really anything that you can die, probably just the Rhine. And Winston going to be slowed up by the Mei. Obviously, those changes came through last patch, so Mei basically just turns her into a solid block of ice, unable to really defend yourself. Port going to be sent back to spawn, and yeah, Ace is holding strong for the moment, but still under a lot of constant pressure.
Port changed from the Winston to the Zarya. I feel like that's important to note. They don't really have that dive-esque competition anymore. It's more of a bunker now, which is again important.
Yeah, Annie as well going on to Soldier, and yeah, this isn't really a composition, to be honest. This is more of an it's just again relying on individuals to make plays, and Port can obviously charge up a lot of energy on the Zarya, but if the bubble isn't fed, then it's not going to be a very big deal. That's a beautiful Mei wall and a beautiful window going to be cutting off Port with no bubbles, and this is what I'm talking about. Ace's team play has been absolutely stellar. Port has been caught out first both of these times. They really are capitalizing on that tank.
And if you're just not joining, SQUAWK and Ace's teams are switched. So right now, SQUAWK is Aesir and Aesir is SQUAWK. So
don't worry about it.
Yeah. So try not to worry about it. We'll differentiate for you guys. Don't worry about it.
Hey, as a Brit, I can legally say NA production, even though this isn't even production's fault, and I can say it anyway. Beautiful Mei will gonna be coming out.
They're just coming in.
Yeah, beautiful Mei will gonna be coming out. Beat is there to match Noah's Coalescence, so both teams going to be relatively tanky. Port is going to be forced back. Has a lot of damage, but not quite as durable as a Reinhardt is. Rabbit still going to be holding solid on point. Pong on the side. With that, Pole's going to be caught out by a stray shot from Ripple. But in the meantime, Pong going down as well. Annie popping this visor from the off angle. But the team just going to be staying nice and tight together. Rabbit Shatter is going to be big onto Toxic Circles, catching out that support. And Port, yes, has a lot of charge, but just doesn't really have any foothold in this fight. Constantly getting shielded off. Does have this grab. Is going to pop it into the corner. It is absolutely huge, but is the follow-up there? Yes, it is!
Yes, it is! Yes, sir, it is!
Pong going absolutely wild. And that is the ult combo that you need to see from SQUAWK, actually playing as a team and allowing Pong to get 3 kills with that pulse bomb. That was absolutely disgusting.
Oh man, and that's that university connection that that Port and Pong do in these chats. They went to the same. They did. Fun fact: they went to the same university. And you got to think of they're able to develop that chemistry while they're in uni. And that's just so much fun to see. The Graviton and Pulse Bomb combo is always just a classic. It never goes wrong combo, except for like Immortality Field or something like that.
Yeah. Compositional change going to be coming here from Aesir is a little bit strange. They have this Orisa and this Zen now. The Zen, I suppose, if you're confident in your ability to defend off just the Tracer, then yeah, the Zen can be just pumping constant damage. There isn't really anything other than that Tracer to be contesting it. And Rabbit definitely wins a frontline trade against the Zarya. Zarya has overwhelming damage. Orisa has overwhelming ability to just straight up not die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, as soon as you said that, Rabbit died. Oh no.
Yeah, this entire time, Caster Curse, I know, right? This entire time, SQUAWK were just pushing the point forward, and they were eventually forced to make a move. And Rabbit got a little bit too ahead of himself there. Just poked their head out a bit too long, did get caught out. And yeah, in comparison to that first point, which was a bit of a fight put up from Aesir, second point was a little bit more coughing baby hydrogen bomb.
Right. Yeah. I think I agree with that.
I
But as we look to
don't
this
know.
next fight, you gotta appreciate the different paths that we took to get here. Asa had a good time of getting first point, but a hard time second point, and just the opposite for SQUAWK. And so now we have to think that, well, do they have an easier time with this? They don't have to go very far for this payload.
Yeah, Pong obviously has this pulse on the side, definitely going to be wanting to keep an eye on that. And Riffle is going to be found in all of the chaos, and he's falling incredibly low, but it's going to get healed up anyway. This could spell absolute disaster for the rest of Aesir. That is a big Graviton. Is going to be caught with a Transcendence, but Pong once again, Rabbit going into the backline. However, going to be catching two with that Terror Surge, so could be trading this out, especially if the spawns come back in and they are good. Riffle is back in the fight, but not quite able to build up to that bomb in time to keep the point contested. Is there anyone else that might be able to come into touch? Doesn't seem like it. And you know, provided that SQUAWK are able to remember the point, they might just be able to push this through to the very end, and they will just about. Well played there from very well played there from Aesir, but at the end of the day, SQUAWK just going to be pushing it through with not as much difficulty.
Right, and one of the and Pong had very good players here. We didn't mention this at all. Neither me or neither me or nor you, Edgar. But Pong was amazing that map, and I noticed it silently. I was like, hey, you know, this Pong guy, this Poet, Annie, all these guys are doing so. All of SQUAWK and even Acer did some really good, but SQUAWK especially is doing just so much good things right now, and that was even a sentence when you really think about it.
Yeah, I know the matchup has been incredibly interesting to watch because I have been genuinely incredibly impressed by the teamwork on display from Aesir. They have their style down. It is that Rhine comp, to be honest. It is that Rhine comp, to be honest. But if they are forced off a bit, then they do just get a little bit of it fell into a little bit of chaos. You know, I'm not entirely sure what they were cooking with that Orisa, that Zen, whatever, but whatever they were cooking, it seemed like it burnt down the entire kitchen. We are going to be going to a quick 5-minute break, and by that time, we will be seeing whether SQUAWK close out this series or whether Aesir can start the miraculous reverse sweep. Don't go anywhere. We will back shortly. We will see you very soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Marmaris Esports Rainbow Open today for this match in the Twilight division. It is SQUAWK Esports versus xSCL Aesir. A little bit of a mouthful. If you were with us for the first map, you'll be very happy to know that the team rebrands, where they decided to become the other team for a map, has been reversed. So we're not going to be having that issue anymore. Going into our next map, it is going to be SQUAWK 2-0 up against Aesir. Has been showing a pretty dominant display thus far, but Aesir have been showing some nice signs of life.
Right, and Aesir is not just laying down and letting them take it. Even though the score is 2-0 right now in the favor of SQUAWK, you have to think that Aesir is, in that break that we had, is thinking of a way to just say, hey, how can we fight back? How can we just make them fight, make them earn this third map win if they win this? Because this is a best of 5 versus 3, and this is map point for SQUAWK. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and going into the next map, it is going to be Dorado. So we did mention a big weakness with Aesir is that they seem to only really be that comfortable playing the Reinhardt. They played the Reinhardt and they were able to get SQUAWK relatively close. They get forced onto anything else, and it's a lot more rough. Dorado, as we know, historically not a map that saves itself to brawl in the slightest. Definitely very, very important to have control of that high ground. Play your Winston, play your Divas, just play your Wrecking Ball even. You know what? I would be very happy if we saw that. We won't. The ball's kind of terrible right now, but it would be brilliant. Do you expect to see anything really different going into Dorado?
I definitely do expect out of dive here. I know I said that for Blizzard World, and it may have been
They proved
just
you wrong.
I'm sorry.
They proved you wrong.
Yeah, they definitely proved me wrong. I saw more Sigma than Winston, but definitely right here, Diva Winston Wrecking Ball is where I will want to see a lot of on this because again, and Blizzard World, if I thought Blizzard World was like there's so much high ground in Dorado on every single point of the map. You have high ground at first point, besides the last part of the first point. You have high ground on the second point. You have all of it, and you have high ground on the third point. So there's that.
Yeah. In the meantime, while waiting, we can go through a couple of interesting facts and tidbits about the players. So probably the biggest thing, a member of Aesir gave us their social security number. So I'm not entirely I'm not from America, so I'm not entirely sure what that is, but it seems important, and I would just say to them, because you know who you are, don't do that. You know, in the future, do not give out your social security number to strangers on the internet, or anyone else's for that matter. You know, it's a PSA. It's a PSA to everyone at home. In case you woke up today and you're thinking, oh god, I really want to share my social security number today, please don't, because, I don't know, you'll probably get scammed or sued or something. I don't know, man.
Why did he send us his social security number? So you don't know what it is. Basically, social security number is basically like your identification number over here in the States. So this person did indeed send that to us. He's not like joking, but he's not joking about it. They know who they are. Don't do this. Like, boys and girls, don't send your social security to anybody.
Yes. On a slightly better note, the tank player for Aesir, Rabbit, who has been putting in some nice points on the Rhine so far, apparently uses gyro controls. Because why not?
Yeah. I respect it.
Yeah, I think like if you're playing on a Switch, I think it really replicates it well, because when you're playing Reinhardt, you actually have to swing the Switch around like a hammer. You need to actually go out into the street and hit people with it to simulate damage in real life. Similar thing for Widow. If you're playing Widow with the gyro controls, you have to actually shoot someone just from a really far distance away with a big gun, and that should also work out quite well. But Switch players are a different breed, so you know what? Fair play to Rabbit.
And on the side of SQUAWK, I mentioned that Pong, Annie, and Poit, well, actually, no, Pong and Poit went to the same university, but Annie went to the same university as them. So we can definitely see how they're intertwined in terms of working together as a unit. but also for Toxic Circles, she knows Latin, which is always fun. Okay, so we are gonna take this on over to a break. We have some technical difficulties on just some player difficulties, and hopefully we'll see you then.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Marmaris Esports RainbowOpen Twilight Division match between Team SQUAWK and xCLS Aesir. Bit of a mouthful, do apologize. Yeah, we were just having some issues with the players feeling a little bit sick, and obviously Overwatch is fun and all that, but you don't want to kill yourself over a game of Overwatch. But we've given them some time, they say they're all ready to go, and so hopefully there should still be a very good performance. Yeah, there hopefully should be a very good performance still on for everyone to witness. In the meantime, Glitch, did you have any more fun facts about these teams and players?
Well, let me go ahead and see. Apparently, Port has banger flashes, and Noah is a woodworker, and that's all very swell on the side of SQUAWK. And we truly do hope that the player who was having some stomach issues, let's say, feels better with this game going on, because that just puts you at an even bigger disadvantage than you would have had so far. So, but I do hope that everyone is in tip-top form. I don't know what that was all about, but I'm just glad that everyone's back in their rightful mind. Well, rightful place. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. So that does seem to be all the fun things, except we do actually have some more, because we're just getting an absolute information number of these. Toxic Circles, the support player for SQUAWK, has a bearded dragon. It is named Basilisk. That's so cool. That is badass, I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna name my dog Basilisk. I'm gonna get a bearded dragon, and I'm gonna name it something cooler than Basilisk. Actually, I don't know what is cooler than that, so I probably can't.
But you can't do that though, because it takes away some of the cool factor of the name. It doesn't make it unique if there's two basilisks.
Also, quite based. Clearly drinks some milk, because has never broken a bone. Glitch, have you ever broken a bone? Okay, why am I with you? Why are we here doing this right now?
I think I have not broken a bone. To answer your question, I'm grateful. I'm fortunate that I haven't. Yeah,
Oh, you
no,
haven't?
no, I
Oh,
have not. I have not broken a bone. I'm very fortunate
oh,
that I
I
haven't.
thought.
But let me go ahead and there we go. I knocked on my table in case anyone's wondering. I knocked on wood. But
You can just be mad confused. It's mean. Oh, it does look like he's going to be running out with this Sigma. So we do have the teams all neatly arranged now. So yeah, as I said before, the one map rebrand of the teams didn't quite go to plan, so they're going back to their original names. I know, terrifying and saddening at the same time. But yeah, we do have SQUAWK going to be playing. Once again, a comp that just doesn't really have any business working politely. Just a bit of chaos as you do. There's a Farah, there's a Sigma, and there's also a Moira for some reason. So fun times.
I think Noah has gone more in all three maps, and it's been working for his team, so I'm not going to complain about that. However, I will say, whoa, here comes Aesir already.
Yeah, very aggressive TP onto the high ground just to clear out that space. It is going to be working for. It's going to get rushed down, and this is exactly how you need to play against a Farah. You don't necessarily need to switch the composition, but you do need to play quickly. And in this first fight, that has been done by Aesir perfectly.
Yeah, Aesir is using this composition very, very well. I was gonna say I would love to see Rabbit use a D.Va or Winston, but hey, as long as you play around the composition well, who am I to judge? Who am I to complain about? Ooh, and he's just running for his life, and I don't blame him whatsoever. There's 5 of them. There's only one of you. Get out of there, man.
Yeah. Also, Pong actually getting caught out of the sky there by the Torb. So clearly Torb working on its aim. I do believe they have actually buffed his primary fire slightly. Especially with a bit of ammo, but yeah, that's the issue. Pong goes in ahead of the team, and Pong is more than happy to just take that free opportunity. Still raining down damage onto the map, not able to get the kill. Actually, Rabbit is going to be getting onto Annie. Pong actually going to be taken down while the res comes in onto Annie. So there is a window of opportunity. Speaking of windows of opportunity, King Deer going to be popping one of their own. First point going to be taken relatively quickly for Aesir.
And well done on the side of Aesir. Just go ahead and take control of the first point and make it truly make it their own. Although I do think they were struggling on this point in particular because it's so vertically dependent.
Yeah, but you know how you can get your grind to the high ground in a matter of seconds?
Teleported.
Sim TP, and it does seem like that is the plan. It does seem like that's the plan that Aesir wants to be going with, just constantly teleporting to this high ground, just putting so much pressure onto it when they are eventually forced to make a move, because they are going to be forced at some point.
Right, and ooh, no, Pong is down, so that teleport shot is just quickly thrown out the window, and Pong is able to just get more as well as Point, and that's the duo of Point and Pong. No, it's just left to Rabbit.
Yeah, really strange after that. Really strange after that first fight there. When you see so much success for the Aesir side playing quickly, and they see that and they think, okay, well now we're just going to sit here and get poked out by a Farah. Barrage going to be coming in really aggro from Pong. I have no idea what Pong was cooking there. That is a free fight for Aesir almost. There is going to be that flux coming in, but it is matched with a beat. Toxic Circle's going to be popping the Valkyrie to keep the rest of the team nice and healthy through all of this. But in the meantime, there is no pressure on the cart. With Pong gone, that is so much damage that has been that's just been evaporated from the rest of the SQUAWK side. Going to be coming back now with this Mercy Pocket. Annie free on this high ground, nothing to contest. And yeah, eventually Pong. This is a really rough bridge to cross through when there is a Farah beaming down damage from above. But Aesir getting very, very scary thus far.
Yeah, Ace has been showing a much more better fight than they have been for the past 2 maps, and that's not. I don't want to be too disrespectful when I say that.
Just as long as you say it politely, it's not that bad, you know. So don't worry about it. Alright, does seem like Glitch has died, so I'm just going to be taking this solo for the moment. The Shatter is going to be coming out solo onto Noah, but that is a whole chunk of healing gone. Hawk going to be falling shortly after. And yeah, Rabbit just with a big Shatter. And keeping the ult economy so strong as well, because they have just the Shatter and they're able to win with that. They still have the Simult, they still have the Window, they still have the Molten Core. They are going to be running in some interesting things for SQUAWK. They will have that Coal, that Visor, coming up Pong onto another barrage, but Pong definitely going to be struggling on this section at least because of that really small roof. This is a tiny choke here for Noah to pop that Coal into. Because it's going to be forcing a lot of damage onto the Aesir side, forcing them to back up here. Nottingham falling incredibly low is going to chill out. There's Pong Barrage. There's the pick onto Pogan, but going to be traded out. That's a DPS for a DPS. The Pharah gone is a lot of pressure, and the window out from King Deer as well. Pong actually able to get res, so it's a 5v4 right now for SQUAWK. They have the numbers advantage. This turret is in the back. Riffle trying to keep his baby alive at all costs, but it will not be enough. Pong just putting in so much damage. Going to be forced back, even with King Deer. Even with King Deer trying to trade back, it doesn't seem like it will be enough. Glitch, are you back, buddy?
I am back. Thank you for letting me to segue in. My internet was gone, but I'm not gone yet. Yeah, I saw just a little bit of that fight before I unfortunately disconnected. The Pong is still just getting more and more picks. You gotta think that that Pong is probably the MVP in this whole entire match. Not just SQUAWK, but this whole entire game. Pong has been putting on pressure, and it's not making diamonds yet out of Aesir, but hopefully it does.
Yeah, as you say, diamonds will form under pressure, but right now it does seem like the diamonds are having their way with the flat. It's going to be an absolutely huge flux. Going to be matched with that beat, and Port in a really interesting position landing there. Is going to live. There is the healing there from Toxic Circle, so nice priorities with the heals there. Riffle is going to be popping that Molten Core, but going out a bit too far, and he caught, but yeah, there are now 2 down for the side of Aesir. King Deer going down as well. Bath is such a key pick, and yeah, that's just another go back to spawn.
So what's the answer to Pong, to what Pong is doing? Because they have maybe Pogon needs to switch, maybe Riffle needs to swap off or something, but I think Scorpion is probably a good answer for it. So this is gonna be an interesting way how they potentially deal with this, if they deal with this at all.
Yeah, the Torque can be a bit of a sleeper pick. Obviously, in a straight 1v1, you give it to the Pharah every time. Speaking of the Pharah, going to be going down, raining down Justice, catching onto both supports. You could not ask for more perfect picks than that. Pong often going down with these ultimates, but provided that the picks can be gotten and this Mercy can come in with the res, really not so bad. Quick, efficient fight. There is going to be that Valkyrie popped from Toxic Circles, but not such an impactful ult, so maybe not so bad.
Right, and so now we're gonna see Aesir coming up in here with 3 ultimates as compared to SQUAWK's 2 ultimates. And I like to say that that person who wins the ultimates will most likely win the next fight. But I don't know, SQUAWK is doing a pretty good job in showing that they're so mechanically good that they probably don't need the ultimates all that much. As long as the ultimates being used for good value. What a 3K from Annie.
Yeah, 3K, we're counting the turret as well. Turret lives, obviously the life of the turret is incredibly valuable. Basically, the same as a person at this point. So, yeah, you know what, we'll call it a 3K there. And Pong is going to be pushing up so aggressively. Noah as well with that Coal pushing up, basically touch the spawn door challenge. Point is actually touched in the meantime. I think that's King Deer able to get onto the point. Solo Flux, Charlotte Sky by a Junkrat. That's got to be a brutal way to go. And the shots from Rabbit just vanishing into nothingness there. And right there, that is the win condition for SQUAWK to finish up this series with a nice clean 3-0.
Whew. Yeah, no, well done coming in from SQUAWK to just go ahead and help hold that point. You think, I like to think that they were able, that they could have stopped Ace. The name is forgetting me for some reason. Aesir. I'm sorry. Yeah, I like to think they could have stopped Ares from, not Ares, Aesir from getting to the 3rd point at all. but maybe just some miscommunication. Maybe it's just Aesir just putting on a really good showing. And I still think that they. Before I disconnect, I said that they showed a really good showing. It's probably the best map showing that they've had. But it's just SQUAWK is so good, or maybe just like a step above them.
And right here, we actually have a different style coming out from Aesir. As I was saying before, a bit inflexible with the Rhine. Looks like they're going to be trying to change that, and I do really like this composition. It is full poke, so it is quite well crafted in that sense. You have Zen, you got the Discord for the damage, but obviously Mercy with damage boosting a DPS is really good right now, but I certainly don't hate the Zen at all. That being said,
No.
if they are running into Port's Winston, then they might have a rough time with this double flex support setup.
Oh no, we have to see how this works out, because I think that Ace is really good at using impromptu, unorthodox compositions to just fit what they need, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear they're expecting Pong on the high ground. They might be expecting
Right.
the other flyer as well, so there is going to be a lot of work that Ripple and King Deer are going to have to do to keep those flying DPS in check, especially Echo, who's a lot more slippery than Afara, and damage boosted, maybe just as deadly too, catching onto two. Both supports down, Ripple fell early on, and SQUAWK just going to be pushing this through nice and clean, and now you need something to deal with the Echo, and it's just going from bad to worse for Aesir.
Yeah, I was about to say, Rabbit needs to go ahead and die quick, because now this playload is probably going to get in squeaky clean. Without your tank to really be that frontline presence, this next contest is going to be hard, if even, because here comes Pong just pushing on in and pushing the advantage as much as they have. Oh my.
That is an absolutely horrific stagger right there onto King Deer, and his pick is almost going to be cancelled out of the top circles. Red's actually cancelled, but the point was captured anyway, so it's not like the spawns are going to be particularly bad for Annie. 5 minutes onto the time bank for SQUAWK is absolutely ridiculous right now.
Oh my, 5 minutes and 5 seconds is double nickel in terms of time. Is no one just sitting on the coin? I guess no one just doesn't need to move at all.
King Deer going to be taking the DPS mass into his own hands there, catching on Toxic Circle too. Was a little bit eager in the sky, and that is a big weakness of Farah. If you can somehow get the Mercy disconnected, then it's going to be a very rough time. Annie going to be copying, but going straight into the Discord, into the entire team with the Discord on you isn't going to be huge as well. Riffle going to be catching Pong, but Pong's barrage in the meantime caught onto Gear. Meanwhile, Noah has been pushing part the entire time while all this chaos is happening on the high ground. Just by sheer force of will, it seems, or with this juggle, sending Ash on just a little flying adventure. Why don't you? Gonna be cleaning this one up, pushing through to second point, basically uncontested.
Might as well have been. And I think Noah was sitting on the card the whole entire time, besides him moving for just a little bit towards the end. And Pong is just keeping on going. And this is all it takes his team just being able to support him and being able to just keep on going. And the rest of SQUAWK is still just going and going. It's just standing on the point. There's 5 minutes and 20 seconds for SQUAWK to just go ahead and bring this on in. If they do, who knows? Maybe Aesir is able to bring out something else.
Glitch, I'm going to give you a number. 5.5. 5.5 minutes was the time bank that was left when they got to that same point. And look, the point is almost at the end. There's only like 5 meters left. Can it even be contested? Rabbit has swapped over.
Bob contested it.
Yeah, Bob is going to be on this backside to contesting, but in the meantime, the picks from SQUAWK are good. The cleanup is perfect. And yeah, like, not being able to play this Reinhardt is such a boon for the Aesir side. Not in Transcendence, not able to get there in time. Clean 3-0 from SQUAWK. Great play today. Are going to be taking this win nice and clean.
Well done coming in from SQUAWK, and let's go ahead and give some roses to Aesir as well. I thought they did a very good show. Unfortunately, I think the best one was the last map. As I say it again, I'm broken record. I know the best showing was the last map, which yeah. But what can you do when you have Pong over here on fire and or Tracer just going in your backline and doing what he needs to do and doing it well, especially. I just there's not much you can really do if you're on the side of Aesir.
Yeah, that was a little bit horrific At the end there, it was really sad. Aesir seemed like they had a whole bunch of answers there. Obviously so strong on that Rhine comp, really taking the fight to a team an entire rank above them, an entire division above them. But at the end of the day, it just kind of crumbled at the end. They seem to have lost their groove, lost their confidence, and SQUAWK were more than happy to just, win it out nice and clean. So great play. As a little personal question, Glitch, who have you got for your match MVP?
Oh, you know who I'm picking. I'm picking Pong.
And I'd have to agree, honestly.
Yeah. Pong is out here just doing what he needs to do. Every single map that they have been on, and I'm talking about SQUAWK, he's the one that has shown out to me to be deserving of the match MVP. And I don't think it's close. No disrespect to any of the other participants in this match.
Yeah, though as a second place, I would say Toxic Circles. Obviously, the Farah is only the pocketed Farah is only as good as the person pocketing, right? And
Right.
Toxic Circles was always just in the right place, right time, especially with the reses. Some of those reses that were being caught off in the mid fight or the start of the fight or in a really chaotic affair, whether to bring the tank back, whether to bring the Farah back, whether to bring another DPS back, often just swung the fight entirely. So Toxic Circle's second place, but yeah, I would probably agree. Player of the match probably going to Pong there. And with that, that is going to be all from us today. So we do want to be saying thank you to a lot of people. So big thank you, of course, to Glitch, my wonderful co-caster today. I will get back to you in just a moment, don't you worry. Hiccup and Reachstat, who have been doing the producing and the observing behind the scenes today. Huge thanks to them. These streams literally would not be possible without them. Obviously, we are the very handsome faces that you get to see, but in the meantime, they are in the back working overtime, keeping things nice and ticking along for everyone at home. We want to thank both of the teams for putting on an amazing display. And obviously, thank you, everyone, for watching and supporting. If you're interested in more of this content, then drop Marmaris a follow, even a subscribe. If you so wish, join our Discord, follow on the socials, all that fun stuff. Glitch, was there anything that you wanted to add before we left off?
And also be sure to donate to the Attic Youth Center as well. I know we limited on this on the very first when we first started, but again, it would really help just to push. Just get these kids in the right place. And also, when we're done here, we're going to be raiding the Aries channel, and we'll be seeing Mambo's Abyssal going up against Gaming Gators in the Midnight Division. So there'll be plenty more Mambo's teams still going on. So if you do choose to just stick around and just see that, then that'd be great.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for watching. Stick around to see some more Marmaris content because we are going to be raiding channel to see another Marmaris team playing. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye everyone.